Hey guys, now we're going to run through the lighting and electrical setup on the Generation 3 Lightstorm Mercedes-Benz vehicles. So these are the brand new vehicles, we've only just got them, so this is 2020. These are a very versatile vehicle. Big difference with these vehicles is there is no inbuilt generator on these, and most of the lighting functions are run off a dual battery setup. It does have a generator for some lighting, but most of the lighting on this vehicle is battery powered, so that's a big thing. So when you are using this vehicle, it's good to keep it running if you can. Otherwise it will cut out automatically if it runs down on battery, but just one of the little things that's to be known with this vehicle. So the first thing we're going to do, same thing with the other truck, we're going to do the all-round lighting. So the lighting that's attached to the vehicle itself, that lights up around the vehicle. So same thing, we're going to jump into the truck. Now, same thing with Campbelltown 3.6 or the medium storm. You see the keypad here, same thing that does our lights and sirens. And then we have our 3 buttons right there. So what we're going to do is on these trucks, they actually run a Code 3 Pursuit light bar. What makes this light bar unique is it actually has 2 levels of lighting. So the top level is our red and blue, and underneath that you might notice about an inch high of just white. And what that does is that allows you to run a solid LED, so for lighting. So for instance, if I push this button here, we can see that the light is actually coming from the light bar itself and is actually giving us a very good all-round lighting. So if we jump out of the truck, we'll be able to see that all-round lighting. So as I was pointing out earlier, you can now see that the truck is giving us some all-round lighting from the light bar itself. And if you have a look right here, you can see up here we have the red and blues, and down here we actually have the all-round lighting. So that just gives you a good all-round, so you can pull up straight away. This truck also does have the side lights as well. So in the Mercedes-Benz, they are operated from in the cab again. So we have a electrical panel down here. So this controls, our driving lights, our fog lights, our scene lights, and then these 3 are our auxiliary work lights as well. So you'll notice that they're labelled NS, rear, and OS. NS stands for near side, which is near side to the curb. So that would be the passenger side or the left-hand side of the vehicle if you're sitting in the driver's seat. The off side is the right-hand side, so that's the side that faces the lane of traffic. This truck has been designed so that everything on the off side only has to come off once. All the stuff that you would go back to the truck continuously is on the near side. So that's some terms that we're going to use from here on out, but we can turn those 3 lights on. Okay, so if we jump out of the truck, we can notice suddenly we now have some nice LED work lights giving us a bit of light around the vehicle as well. We also, same thing as the medium storm, the cabinets are lit up, same thing, they are tied in with the vehicle headlights. On the Mercedes-Benz, the vehicle headlights have an auto function, so there's no need to turn it off the auto function. The headlights will turn themselves on and off as they need to with the vehicle. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to turn on one of the Milwaukee portable light towers. So these are the Milwaukee portable light stands. They run off an 18-volt battery, like so. The 18-volt batteries are located on the near side first cabinet are all our batteries. So that's where you can get the batteries from. And then the light towers themselves are located on the offside rear cabinet. So the lights would normally live right here. So the guys have already grabbed them off, but this is where the lights would live. 2 towers strapped in. All we do is we grab our battery. Now the Milwaukee light stands are really versatile in the fact that they can be carried. They can run off 18 volt as such, or you can also plug them into 240. So if you have an extension lead and you don't want to run the battery, you can plug these in. To set up, these are quite easy. You notice there's a little handle and a push button right there. Grab the top handle, grab the bottom handle, push the push button and push down. As you can see, the legs will deploy. It will now stand itself up. Next, there are two little red tabs underneath inside the collar. All you do is undo those two tabs. Grab the light head, push down on the frame and pull up on the light head. The light head will then start to rise. It has two levels of extension, 1 and 2. Use the red tab to lock the level of extension in that you want. So if you only want a small level, lock it in small. If you want a high level, lock it in high. You can then tilt the light head and turn it. It is operated by the small black button right here. So if I push that button right there, the light will turn on. As you can see, they're not amazingly bright, but they are a really good, really portable solution for lighting up a scene job. The Lightstorm truck has 1/3 lighting option built in. So on the Lightstorms, we also have a built-in light tower. Now this is only a single extension light tower, so it'll go about 2 meters above the truck, but it's very good for lighting up areas and where you're working. Now there's 3 switches you need to know about for this one. So in the truck, on that panel we looked at earlier, it'll be labelled scene lights. That switch needs to be turned on. The next switch that needs to be turned on is in the near side cabinet, number 1. There's a switch up here called scene light. That switch needs to be turned on. You can leave those 2 switches on because this has a 3rd switch built in. It actually has 2 more switches. So there's a 3rd switch up here on the bottom of the light head itself. So I'll get some light for us. So if you can see on the bottom of the light head right here, there's a 3rd toggle switch. So you need to make sure that's on. Now all 3 of those switches can be left on at all times. The reason being is there is a 4th switch built into the actual light mask itself. That switch is housed in a magnetic switch down the bottom here. So when the tower is put down, the magnetic switch contacts and turns the light off. When the light is lifted up, the magnetic switch unconnects and turns the light on. To turn the light on, you have to lift it up at least a little bit. Now how to lift it up is quite easy. There is a little metal collar right here that can unlock. So you unlock that collar. It shouldn't be overly tight. You don't need to unscrew it all the way. Literally 1/2 turn is enough. There's a 2nd handle down the bottom here. Grab that handle and very clearly push the tower up. As you can see, as soon as I lifted the tower, it turned on. So that's that magnetic switch down here I'm talking about. Because a lot of the other switches are quite high, we leave all the other switches on and just use that switch there. So you can lift that up and push it all the way up if you want to, and then you can orientate that light so to wherever you want it to be. I want it to go up a bit, so I'm going to loosen that. And then to lock it into position, just screw that back up, that 1/2 turn. As I said, doesn't need to be tight, literally it will hold itself there. And as you can see, we're now putting out a nice beam of light. All good guys, that's all for this episode.